Donald Trump lying is not news, but every now and then the lie is so massive and so far-reaching that it is actually breaking news. And this one I'm reporting on today, it affects every single American. I have the full story and the brutal CNN fact check that took a sledgehammer to his latest whopper coming up next. It is so wild to think that we now use the word normalized to describe how often a U.S. president lies. But that's the world we live in. Trump lies so often and with such confidence that traditional media just shrugs and gives unlimited airtime to him and his surrogates to legitimize and seed the lies. He exploits the 24/7 news cycle and low information, high emotion base like the prime minister of propaganda that he is. In just a moment, I'll reveal Trump's latest mega MAGA lie and how CNN chopped it down to size. But first, let's kick things off with a segment I call
Words, the best words.
And today we hand the mic off to BBC to deliver an international perspective on Trump's penchant for pathological lying.
BBC Verifies Jake Horton has been fact-checking Trump's 100-day speech. A lot of you have been reading his article on the BBC News website. Jake, what about immigration?
On immigration, obviously another major campaign issue and an issue for the administration. And on his record on immigration in his first 3 months in office, President Trump said this last night.
We've set all-time records for the lowest number of illegal border crossings ever recorded. Think of that, ever recorded.
Trump said it was the lowest ever. Migration policy think tanks which track these sort of things say that it certainly is the lowest since records began on monthly data. They do say if you look back to the 1960s, the average monthly totals were lower, but it certainly is a significant drop in recent times that Trump administration has overseen.
You mentioned there, Jake, DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, very controversial and the connection to Elon Musk, of course. Let's have a listen to what President Trump had to say about that.
They've saved $150 billion on waste, fraud, and abuse. DOGE.
$150 billion of savings.
So this is the government initiative by Elon Musk, which aims to dramatically cut US government spending. On the campaign trail, Musk initially said it would cut $2 trillion from the US federal government budget. He later revised this down to $1 trillion. And DOGE's website at the moment said they've cut so far about $160 billion from the federal government budget. Now, that is around about the ballpark that President Trump quoted in his clip there. But it's important to say that a lot of these savings, according to BBC Verify's analysis, are not actually backed up by any solid evidence. So as you can see in this graphic, out of that $160 billion total, which is on DOGE's website, only about $60 billion of that are broken down by individual savings, and only about half of that total has a receipt attached as proof. So they say $160 billion, but it's very hard to independently verify that without any solid proof for a lot of those claimed savings.
So what exactly did Trump say that forced CNN to step in with their fact-checking flamethrower? It wasn't just another normalized lie. This one literally impacts every American, and he said it with a straight face. But CNN's Daniel Dale wasn't having it, and he exposed Trump's biggest lie of the week in an article entitled, Fact Check: Trump Keeps Making Up Gas Prices.
President Donald Trump's imaginary gas price has fallen. 2 weeks ago, Trump falsely claimed a couple states had just seen gas prices fall to $1.98 per gallon. That was not even close to true. No state had an average lower than about $2.70 per gallon, and there was no evidence any individual station was offering gas for under $2 per gallon. But the next day, Trump said 3 states had just hit $1.98 per gallon, which was also far from the truth. Trump repeated this inaccurate assertion about 3 $1.98 states at least 3 times this week. Then during a commencement address at the University of Alabama on Thursday night, he used an even lower figure. Gasoline prices just hit $1.88 a gallon in 3 states, Trump said. Can you believe it? You can't believe it, or at least you shouldn't. The national average on Thursday was about $3.19 per gallon, according to AAA. The lowest Thursday average in any state was about $2.66 per gallon in Mississippi. And GasBuddy, a company that tracks gas prices at tens of thousands of stations around the country, did not find a single station offering gas for under $2 per gallon. At no point since Trump started making these claims in mid-April has GasBuddy found a single gas station offering gas for the sub-dollar price Trump claimed some states had just hit. Trump added yet another false claim about gas prices in a social media post on Friday morning, writing, "Gasoline just broke $1.98 a gallon, lowest in years." Again, none of that was true. The national average gas price on Friday was about $3.18 per gallon per AAA. That wasn't even in the vicinity of the lowest in years. In fact, it was up from the national average on the day Trump returned to office in late January, when it was about $3.12 per gallon, and up from the final weeks of Joe Biden's presidency.
Donald Trump told so many lies in his first term that the Washington Post famously kept track of them, and the total reached 30,473. And one lie in particular, a false claim about his tax cuts, was repeated 123 times, despite the obvious evidence to the contrary. Trump told over 30,000 falsehoods, but 50% of the voters still wanted him back in office. Trump is a bona fide pathological liar, yet people, including the world's richest man, lined up to serve under him and act on his personal to-do list of retribution and destruction. Those same people will repeat every lie, while Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC enthusiastically give them unlimited airtime to amplify the lies so they can wrap commercials around them. The erosion of truth under Trump isn't just a political problem, it is an existential crisis. A democracy without truth is like a house built on quicksand that is sinking, and if the left fails to defend truth as a non-negotiable principle, it risks ceding the future to those who thrive in similar chaos. Restoring truth requires relentless commitment to facts, an understanding of why some of these people are easily influenced by lies, and a strategic vision that can deliver votes while telling the truth. I'm Dan, thanks for watching, and let's continue to occupy democracy together.